Hey, Define Yourselfer. I am Chris Mitchell, the Confident Autistic. I'm a late diagnosed autistic adult and a certified confidence life coach. Here on my YouTube channel, I share videos that will empower you to start living your confident autistic life, as well as videos about my journey as a late diagnosed autistic adult. In this video, I'm going to share 6 communication signs of autism in adults. And stay tuned to the end of this video for a free resource for late diagnosed autistic adults. The first communication sign of autism in adults is may experience pain or discomfort during eye contact. I do. I not the pain, but I'm very uncomfortable with eye contact. And for the longest time, I thought I did not care for eye contact because I'm also visually impaired. I'm legally blind, 2200 in my left eye, 2300 in my right eye. And I always thought, well, I don't like eye contact because it's not important to me because visually I can't see all that far. But it may, and that may be part of it for me. But another part is I just am very uncomfortable making eye contact, and I really get uncomfortable, not when I'm making eye contact, when I'm initiating it, but when someone is attempting to make eye contact with me. I look away, I try to move out of it, I get very uncomfortable with it and will reposition myself to avoid their eye contact. May struggle to keep track of a fast conversation. So if you go to an event and a lot of people talking really fast, blah, 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 like that, you may have trouble keeping up with that fast conversation. That may be a sign of communication issues for autistic adults. I do too. I do have this fast conversations kind of overwhelm me, and I get this feeling of, well, a little bit of panic, anxiety, panic, like I said, and confusion, disorientation. My wife says I look like I'm confused and disoriented. So yeah, I do struggle with fast communication. So when people are talking to me, I appreciate if you go a little bit slower and not be, Speedy Gonzales when you're speaking to me. May take jokes very literally and not understand teasing. Now, this resonates with me because I not only do I take jokes very literally at times, but I take everything very literally. Now, I have a pretty good sense of humor. I enjoy listening to a lot of comedy, morning radio, situation comedy. So I have a pretty good sense of humor, and I get many jokes, but I don't get all of them, and I don't understand teasing. I don't. And for me, I wrote a book a while back, one of my first books that I wrote, and it was about my journey recovering from an incomplete spinal cord injury. And my wife and I went out to this beautiful park here where we live, and we took some pictures of me on my scooter there. And I shared the book with a person who works in the city, and he, I guess, teasingly said to me, "You owe us some royalties for using that park." I wasn't really, and I'm still not sure if he was teasing or not, but I haven't gotten the bill, so I think he was. But I did not understand if he was teasing or being serious or joking around. So yeah, I do struggle with that, and you may have that kind of struggle too. Before I get to the last 3 communication signs of autism in adults, please take a moment to help me grow this channel by liking and sharing this video. And if you like the content that I post to the channel, please consider subscribing. And when you subscribe, don't forget to ring the bell to be notified when I post new videos or go live on the channel. Now, the last 3 communication signs of autism in adults. May miss sarcasm or subtleties when others are speaking. I have a t-shirt that says sarcasm, just one of my many talents. I can be extremely sarcastic. I get sarcasm when I see it on TV or hear it in a comedy sketch or hear it on morning radio. I get it. But in real life, when people are sarcastic to me, it would really help if you are talking to me and you're being sarcastic, if I look confused, to do what they did on the Big Bang Theory. Bazinga! Give me a little clue. I don't always get sarcasm when people are sarcastic to me. I can dish it out, but I don't know when it's being dished out to me. May prefer to communicate via text or email. This is kind of ironic for me because, I have a passion for broadcasting radio, and I wanted to work in morning radio, which I did for a while, and I love that type of medium. But when I'm having a one-on-one communication with a person, I can talk to people, but there are times I prefer text or email. In my case, I think I prefer it because as an autistic adult, I try to, and this tends to be a tendency that, at least from my reading and understanding of autism, is that we autistic adults try to avoid confrontation and all. And if I can do an email or text, I can write out what I say. They can write back, and instead of me having to react instantly, I have some time to process it and figure out what I want to say. So yeah, there are times I prefer text or email. That's why if you try to connect with me, I do give up my cell phone number and all, but I do not answer calls from people I do not know. And I generally like to start an interaction with somebody via text or email as opposed to somebody calling me out of the blue or me calling somebody out of the blue. And the last of the 6 communication signs of autism that I'm sharing today is may not understand why blunt honesty seems rude. Okay, this I really should have a t-shirt for. Because my wife says I don't have a filter. I am very blunt. People, when I started working in radio, people would call me up and ask me if I'm British. And I thought, what? These people are crazy. I don't have a British accent. Maybe I just did one right there, but I don't have one normally. What are they talking about? Then I realized the British people are very blunt and very honest about things. There's a scene, and I love this scene, in the movie The Out of Towners with Steve Martin and Goldie Hawn. Um, John Cleese, I believe his name was, from Monty Python, was in that movie, and he played the manager at the hotel they were trying to stay at. And trying is the right word. You have to see the movie to really understand that. And one of the clerks who works there walked up to him and he said, "Is that a new haircut?" She nodded her head and he said, "You may want to work in the back for a while." I love the British and I love that blunt honesty. But when I'm honest with people, I don't at times realize I'm blunt. I'm aware of it now, so I do caution people. This may sound a little blunt. It's not meant to be. But I don't understand why being blunt and honest is rude. I mean, why do we hide stuff? Why can't we just be authentic and be honest with one another? I mean, when I'm blunt and honest, more often than not, I'll admit sometimes the other way, but more often than not, I'm not trying to be mean. Occasionally it is I'm trying to be mean, but most of the time I'm just expressing myself. But apparently it gets to be rude and it's very frustrating to me because I want to say something, but I stop myself now and I think, would people think this is rude? And then I think, well, they probably will. And then I'm like kind of hurt thinking, I can't even express myself because I'm going to hurt people's feelings. So I have to mask it. And I hate doing that. Now it is your turn. Share your thoughts on this video, either by commenting on this video or emailing me at chris@thechrismitchell.com. Share if any of these communication signs resonate with you or if you think I left one out. I do read every single comment posted to this channel, and I do read every piece of email that I do receive. Until the next video, start living your confident autistic life now by getting 31 affirmations for your confident autistic life, a free resource available at my website, theconfidentautistic.com. Grab it now. Your confident autistic life is waiting for you. And now, here are more videos to help you start living your confident autistic life.